Dear friends, thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak to you about a people who are victims caught in the longest running conflict in the world, not of their making. Our lingering political uncertainty since the partition of the subcontinent into India and Pakistan in 1947 is the cause of our immense suffering over the past 70 years. A line was also drawn through our land, fortified and hawkishly guarded at all times, tearing apart our families, friends, and loved ones, not only allowed to meet, leading to a human tragedy. Ours is a saga of broken promises and manipulation, deceit and occupation. When India took our matter to the United Nations that same year and promised before the world that the people of Kashmir would be given the fair chance of self-determination to decide their destiny, and Pakistan agreed to the same, people of Kashmir believed. After all this, chance was extended to the people of Junagadh and Sikkim in India, and so, in all fairness, would be to them. But despite the passing of umpteen resolutions in the United Nations, wetting the promise till date, we are awaiting its fulfillment, and generation after generation, we continue to live a life of hell in what is known in the world as a heaven on earth. India, which calls itself the world's largest democracy, insists that Kashmir is its integral part, no matter what. If it has to kill all Kashmiris for that, so be it. It is not prepared to listen to Kashmiris, to what they want. To the people of Kashmir, what matters to India is the territory of Kashmir, and not the people as they witness it each day. More than 700,000 Indian troops are used as instrument of control to hold on to the territory of Kashmir and its people against their will, making Kashmir the most militarized zone in the entire world. The past 70 years have been an endless struggle for the people of Kashmir. As they vehemently resist this control, they want azadi, freedom, not occupation. They want the democratic right to choose, not coercion. And we are dearly paying for it. All our basic rights and civil liberties have been snatched or curbed to prevent any challenge to the state. The security machinery of India, set up in our land, has been given sweeping powers and complete immunity from accountability or persecution under legal cover such as the Armed Forces Special Powers Act. Other legal sanctions to ensure people's submission include the Draconian Public Safety Act, the Disturbed Areas Act, and so on. More than 4 people cannot assemble in any place under Section 144 of the Criminal Procedure Act. All this has naturally led to brutal occupation. Killings, torture, disappearing, and imprisoning thousands and thousands of people as they defy and resist these measures. Since 1989, when the people's struggle for self-determination became a mass movement, more than 80,000 Kashmiris have been killed, 10,000 innocents disappeared, and around 6,000 buried in mass graves. And it continues. These, my friends, are not figures. They were human beings of flesh and blood, to whom Kashmir was the land of their birth, to which they belonged and where they would live out their dreams. There are thousands of cases of torture, so bone-chilling that one fails to believe that it is perpetuated by the same people who suffered them under the British colonial rule when they were demanding the same rights. Humiliation and harassment at the hands of the forces is an everyday feature in the life of a Kashmiri, who is at their mercy as the forces are spread out in every nook and corner of the land to man it, turning Kashmir into a huge jail and its inhabitants captives. This occupation is pushing our educated youth to a path of armed resistance, which is a grave concern for us. Repeated mass uprisings in 2008, 2009, 2010, or in the most bloody summer of 2016 are met with the same response: ruthless repression. 2016 saw the state crushing us and our resistance to its unprecedented brutality. As protesters hit the streets, forces immediately responded with lethal effect, firing bullets and metal pellets into the crowd. In 4 months, 120 civilians were killed, including 8 women, over 17,000 injured, youngest among them 4-year-old Zuhra, with lacerations to her abdomen and legs. But most shocking was the 972 people who were shot in the face, with eyeballs ruptured by metal pellets, many among them losing their eyesight permanently, including 14-year-old Insha, whose face was pierced by the pellets when she was in her kitchen. Justifying the use of pellet guns to blind people, the state called it a necessary evil we will have to permit with. New York Times, in its editorial, described such inhumanity by a modern-day democracy as the epidemic of dead eyes. 20,000 people were arrested. The entire population of the valley barricaded inside their homes under the longest curfew in the history of Kashmir. Mobile phones and internet connectivity disconnected. The press gagged. Local newspapers banned. Journalists harassed and attacked on a daily basis. Essential supplies blocked. Hospitals attacked, and even ambulance drivers shot at. Families in intense distress without information about their loved ones. Nocturnal raids by the forces, vandalizing homes, destroying household goods, damaging vehicles, breaking window panes, beating up inmates, burning harvested crops, damaging apple orchards, and even firing upon electric transformers to cut off electric supply. The theme: penalize and terrorize the population into submission till they give up. Obviously, there is something fundamentally wrong with a system that barricades an entire population for months on end, blinds youngsters, kills on a daily basis, censors information, imposes draconian laws, only to keep up a facade of normalcy and a facade of control. It is not only unethical, unjust, immoral, but also unsustainable. The status quo has to change. Friends, Kashmir conflict is primarily, I would say, about the people of Kashmir. Our struggle is rooted in the quest for dignity, basic rights and self-determination, fundamental to human existence, and we are determined to achieve it. The most simple and direct way for that is to hold the promised referendum. Let India and Pakistan and the world honor its commitment made to the people of Jammu and Kashmir through the United Nations and hold a referendum giving the people of Jammu and Kashmir a chance and choice to decide their destiny. It is this most democratic and fair right which needs to be given to the people. Or to get this issue on the table for an imaginative and solution among the 3 parties to the dispute, India, Pakistan, and the people of Jammu and Kashmir, to the satisfaction of all, especially the most affected party, the people of Kashmir. For that, as the way forward, India has to give up its stubbornness and engage with the sentiment in Kashmir. And simultaneously, India and Pakistan have to talk to each other. The process of conflict resolution is a process of deliberation and discussion. But before that, it is about being on the same page in terms of sincerity and willingness to solve the problem. If that part is overcome, frameworks and options immediately open up. One available framework to start with it is the 4-point agenda of Musharraf and Vajpayee era in 2004. It talked of progressive military de-escalation to begin with, a huge relief for the people of Kashmir. Friends, unfortunately, for the people of Kashmir, we are also held up hostage to the internal and external dynamics of India-Pakistan politics. India and Pakistan have to get together and begin to think of Kashmir as people demanding freedom from the tyranny of victimization that is being forced on us, and for which we are paying a massive price. Our people are in turmoil everywhere. Almost every day, a youth is martyred, and all it becomes is political grist for them. As the dispute lingers, the people of India and Pakistan are also paying a price. Why should anyone, we ask, send human beings to live on an ice glacier in Siachen or die in avalanches guarding barren mountains? What kind of national pride is this? It is totally inhuman and thoughtless. You cannot be treating human beings as instruments. It's time to think about things, to reach out politically and find humane solutions. It is this responsibility of the leaders in India and Pakistan to understand this and to initiate steps for resolution. Let us put an end to this and release the subcontinent of this burden. Only then can we look forward to a new beginning where all our people can live in peace with dignity and honor, where petty politicking can give way to harmony and happy coexistence, where both the countries can divert their resources from huge military upkeep to eradication of poverty and illiteracy, affecting both of them. The solution to Kashmir, friends, holds the key. Thank you very much.